Alright, looks like we are up and running. Let me just share this, get everyone in. Some Friday afternoon comms for you. We've got tier 2 here, tier 2 white that is, and we're at Fuji. This is round 7, and the championship's pretty close at the moment. Between Chrissy, who you can see starting last on the grid today, and Hasnain, who's not actually in this race, I don't think. So we've got quite a jumbled up grid in terms of the standings. Chrissy was serving a quali ban, so he is starting last, and he's going to have to try and make his way through the grid as the sprint goes on. We've got Brummy down in P14, not getting the best out of the McLaren there in quali. Then we've got Jack in 13th, similar story for him. Both these have been really high in qualifying before this season, so it's a bit surprising to see them both behind some of these other drivers ahead of them. But yeah, I saw Jack in practice. He didn't look too comfortable around Fuji, for sure. Then we've got Genesis in the second McLaren, so he's out-qualified his teammate. One of the only times, maybe the first time this season. I'm not sure if he's actually out-qualified his teammate. Higgsy in the GR Supra is in 11th. Bit of disappointing for him, but yeah, he hasn't really enjoyed the this season compared to some of the cars that he's driven previously. Clinker Chow is our reserve. He's making only his second or his third appearance here. He's in the Renault in P10. Then we've got Zab, one of his best qualifyings, to be fair, in 9th place. Then we've got Arukas in 8th, probably one of his worst ones, down in 8th, actually. Arukas probably would be in the championship fight if he had attended every race. I think he's missed one or two as well. Tap in 7th, back in the top 10 in quali, so he's improved there. We've got X90G back after a few weeks off. He was really in the hunt in the championship fight before he went off, so expecting more good results for him. He's in 6th place, just behind Gilles, who's had a bad last week or two, so will be pleased with his quali efforts to get into 5th place. Harry is in 4th, just missing out on, I think it was just missing out on victory at Le Mans. Right at the front again. Then we've got a new driver, Carollo, who is also known as Lavatrice in Discord, which actually translates to washing machine, I was told. So yeah, he's in 3rd on his debut in the Jag. The Jag's been really strong. And then 2nd place is the other Jag, Panzani. So we've got 2 Italian reserves in the Jags here, both performing incredibly well in qualifying for Fuji. Then we have Sam in P1 in the Citroen. So the MR cars do tend to enjoy Fuji a bit more than the FR cars, both in one lap pace and over the course of a sprint, or a feature, I should say. But yeah, it looks like a lot of the top ones are FR cars. Gilles is in an MR, so is Marriott, so is Tap, and so is Arukas, because they're all teammates. 2 Peugeots and 2 Lambos in there, but let's get going. Let's see what happens in this sprint race. It is dry on track. Everyone should be on soft tires, and it is lights out, and I'm expecting all of the top 4 to start incredibly well, which they do fairly even there. Looks like Corolla is coming under a bit of pressure from Harry, with Sam comfortably in 1st place there. Harry tried to go around the inside, has to tuck in behind. We've got Gilles and X90G battling for position there on the run down, and we've also got Corolla defending from Harry into the next corner as well, which he does successfully. X90G does get past Gilles. Gilles also loses a spot to Arukas, and we've got Tap really far off track. Let's see what happened there with Tap. So he lost a couple of spots at the start of the race, just like his teammate. He's trying to get past Zab here, and they both have, they have a little bit of contact, and Tap loses all of his grip. He nearly collects Genesis there, but he rejoins all the way in last. Let's see, Chris is already up into 12th. We've got a nice battle here. Oh, that is a bit of a late break there for Chris, but no harm done. Everyone still makes it around the corner. We got Kling and Jack side by side. Looks like Jack's going to win out and hold on to 10th for now. Higgsy's up a couple of spots into 11th already at the start as we head into Sector 3. everyone's calmed down a little bit. The top 3 are the same as at the start of the race, but there's been a lot of movement in the top 10. Oh, X90G started on mediums. Okay. There was a Corvette that had to start on mediums in our tier, because the tyre wear on that thing is so bad. But this Peugeot is struggling on those mediums compared to Arukas on the softs. I think Arukas should get past here and try and stick it with the top 4, because everyone is still pretty close together at the end of lap 1. No one looks like they got a time penalty to serve. Chris in 12th is going to try and get one extra position. He wants to try and get into the top 10, because that's where the points are, and he's got a lot to try and catch up to Hasnain and take advantage of this. It looks like Kling is going to keep that position for now, and Brummy's gone completely off track there, as has Genesis as well. So the 2 McLarens right at the back. Let's see what's going on up front. Sam with probably a second or 2 lead over Panzani now. He's looking very much in control. Crollo and Harry pretty close behind. Arukas has started to close the gap on them, and Gilles is just ahead of Xnati as well, just got past him. So yeah, he's falling back on his mediums, and we've got a huge number of cars queuing up to potentially overtake him as well. Let's join on board with Jack. He looks pretty close to Higgsy. Higgsy misses the turn in very slightly and has a pretty bad line through these corners. Jack's trying to get up along the outside of him. And yeah, not much he could do there. He's got to maybe think about defending from Kling as well now. He's having a look. Yeah, Jack's not feeling comfortable in this car. It looks really twitchy for him going through some of these corners, which loses a lot of time. And there's another little twitch on the exit as well. Let's see if anyone's close to getting an overtake done. It looks like Corollo's set a pretty good lap there compared to Panzani. Only 2/10, but it looks pretty close on this straight. Yeah, no one's battling for positions apart from Chris now having to defend from Kling. So this battle continues, and Chris gets it all wrong. He's gone wide at turn 1. He's going to lose the position to Tap, who's recovered nicely to 12 and is with this pack, with the 2 McLarens still at the back there. So I wonder if the McLarens... Oh, a second penalty for Corollo. That's quite massive. That'll definitely drop him behind Harry. You serve it on the main straight of the track, so he's got about half a lap to do, knowing that he's going to lose a lot of time. Harry just wants to get close enough to make sure he gets a nice big advantage into and out of turn 1, and Harry's definitely responded to that because he's gone purple so far on this lap. Now he's right on the back of Corollo, so that's not going to help him in terms of getting a purple lap here. Arukas, you can hear, is getting a bit closer as well. Good exit there from Corollo, using the whole width of the track. Has pulled away a little bit from Harry, but I still think that's not going to be enough to keep this position. Here it is. Now he's having to go up from 2nd to 3rd to 4th again. Harry is comfortably past. What about Arukas? Arukas should comfortably get past as well. And yeah, Corollo gets into Arukas' slipstream there and picks up a bit of extra speed, stops him from falling even further back, and he's got to try and do it the hard way now if he wants a podium in his debut race, because he's got 2 pretty quick drivers ahead of him. X90G holding up Zab a little bit, so Zab trying to build on his good week at Le Mans, which was his best results in Tier 2 last week, by getting some more sprint race points. And it is looking pretty possible here. Oh, there's a little bit of a battle going on ahead. It looks like Carollo had a little go at Arukas there, so he got a good run. He stayed close through the middle section. It looks like he's just going to go for it here. It was a very late move. I think that you could call that a dive bomb. But no harm done. Arukas keeps the position. Carollo's going to try again to get past, I'm sure. He's looking quite impatient here. And this is a good place for diving. It looks like he's going for it. And can Arukas get a better exit? He should do. Now it's going to be a drag race between a Jag and a Peugeot. Arukas gets his nose ahead, at least for now. And now this is where the acceleration of the Jag might start helping Carollo. He's not losing any more ground. He's actually gaining a very small amount on the Peugeot there. Oh, never mind. He's gone fully ahead, and he's got the inside line for the corner. A little bit of traction lost on the exit there for Arukas, and Gilles is right in on this battle now as well, so he could be in for a P4. The Lambo is looking pretty quick. He just set his quickest lap of the race on the previous one as well, a 39.5. Yeah, they're spaced out a little bit. And now Higgsy's joined the back of Zab, so that this battle for P7 is a three-way fight between Zab, Higgsy and X90G on his medium tyres. With Kling in 10th. Ahead of Chris, he's in the reverse grid pole space. And Higgsy has got alongside Zab. Higgsy's going to be going for the move. Zab's caught on the outside here, not much he can do, and Higgsy looks like he's sealed off that position. Zab loses a bit of traction on the exit as well. Now this Renault's not good on the straight, so if Chris can stay close enough, he should get this position back again. He just needs a really solid exit. Kling a bit wide. And Chris using all the track and a little bit more. I think this is going to be a good run for Chris. Now, what is Kling going to do? Is he going to go left or right? He's deciding not to really defend it. Maybe he thinks he can stick it around the outside. Very difficult to do round turn 1. And Chris just cuts in front, and that might be P10 sewn up for him. That would deny Kling reverse grid pull. Chris will be starting at the back of the feature though, regardless. Yeah, not much Zab can do. He's just tucked in behind Higgsy, lapping pretty similarly. At the front, everyone is still fairly evenly spaced out here. Carollo's going to be trying to catch Harry. But Harry, like I said, is putting in some good laps here. Mid-39s, just a 10th slower than Carollo. So it's looking good if he can keep this up to not get caught by the end of the race. Sam's got a half-second penalty. This might completely turn the tide of who's going to win this race, because he's been looking incredibly comfortable here. We saw a second really destroy Carollo's speed down this straight. Half a second's not going to be too bad. He's also trying to do the grass hacks to avoid it slowing down a bit more, and he gets away with it. It is easy to spin doing that, but he's still got maybe 2 or 3 seconds on Panzani with 4 laps left. Arukas still pretty close to Carollo, and Gilles has caught up nicely there. It looked like Arukas went a bit wide through turn 1. Now we're in the part of the track where the Lambo absolutely loves. This next corner here was definitely designed for an MR car. Yeah, you can do that. It's not against the rules. The game doesn't penalise it, apart from if you spin. Okay. Gilles is getting closer now. Those last couple of corners were really strong for him. Needs to stay close on this exit. A good exit here, and then a real nice slingshot in the final corner would set him up nicely on the straight, because Arukas is going to benefit from slipstream himself. That was a little bit wide from Arukas. I don't think it's going to be a penalty though. Yeah, he gets away with that one. Zani not really able to capitalise on that half-second penalty Sam served. See what's going on a bit further down. So we've got X90G still in 7th, Higgsy's still in 8th, but Zab's still in 9th, and Chris has caught up to the back of Zab now. Could be making some more progress up the field. Let's stick with Chris. Chris done an incredible job actually to still be in the championship fight despite missing one of the rounds of the season. He's done particularly well in the feature races, because we know the Porsche isn't really a sprint race car with how bad the starts are. You're kind of guaranteed to lose 3+ spots every round. And he's looking a lot more comfortable than Zab at this stage. His tyres are slightly better as well. Oh, and he just outbrakes himself massively. Has to avoid Zab, but he has caught up to the back of them and clearly has some good speed on him. Great corner there for Zab. He's pulled away by another couple of tenths. And Chris gets a bit of a worse exit as well. Yeah, Zab is pulling away from him. The Porsche doesn't seem to be too good on the straights at the moment. And then Jack's at the back serving a 2.5 penalty as well, so it's all gone a bit wrong for him. At the front, Sam's still lapping in the 39.5s, so that's pretty strong pace. Quicker than what Panzani's managing, and quicker than what Harry's managing. Harry is coming under pressure now, because Carollo has caught up to him. Harry lapping in the 40s. He was lapping 7 tenths lower than Carollo that previous lap. And his tyres look like they're starting to go off. The front left is probably 65-70% worn at this point. And Carollo's tyres are actually a little bit more worn as well. So both of them really burning through the tyres around Fuji. A lot worse than Arukas's and Gilles'. The tyres are pretty perfect here. He's going to go for a move on Arukas. Not this time. But these guys might actually catch up to Carollo and Harry, especially if they start going side by side. A little bit twitchy there for Carollo. Going on full throttle in first gear is always a bit of a risky game to play, especially with traction control off. And this might be close enough with the acceleration of the Jag and the slipstream. Let's see what happens here. Those two are fairly spaced out as well, and Gilles doesn't have the best straight line speed, so I don't think Gilles will be going for a move. Harry feels under pressure. He's got defensive. Carollo brakes a lot later. This is the final lap of the race, so it's pretty much now or never, and Harry wins that battle fairly comfortably and gives himself some nice space heading into these next two corners. A little bit less pressure. Now this will be a tricky corner for both these cars. You saw Harry just momentarily go on the grass, and now Carollo's gone on the grass as well. The tyres are nearly completely gone. That is really high tyre wear. We'll have to see how his feature race goes, if or if he can look after his tyres a bit better in the feature. Yeah, Harry's still defending well. Arukas is closing the gap on both of them, but it might not be enough. We've only got 3 more corners left before the end of the race. Everyone is snaking around pretty nicely here. Oh, he's gone for it! And it looks like he's actually got the position. Carollo up into 3rd place. We'll have to go back on board with them, because that was, yeah, Harry gets a pretty bad exit out of that last corner. And he just decides to go for it. The door was open. He gets it, and yeah, that looks like it's going to be P3 wrapped up for Carollo. Let's see if they all get around this final corner. Fine. Harry's got a bit of a run. But let's join Sam. Carollo's going defensive, you can see in the background. Sam is going to take another win this season. Congrats to Sam in the Citroen. Panzani, a comfortable P2 there. And we've got this huge battle between Carollo and Harry. It looks like Carollo just beats out Harry for the podium. Arukas in 5th and Gilles is in 6th. X90G on the mediums should be pretty happy with that 7th. Then it's Higgsy 8th. Chrissy managed to get past Zab, so he's going to score 2 points in this. Zab gets reverse grip pole. Then we've got Kling in 11th, Tap 12th, Brummy 13th. We've all been in the wars. Genesis dropped back on lap 9, lost a lot of time. Jax just had a bit of a nightmare, and he's going to be 15th there. Now, I've been told it rains in the feature. Again, 2nd feature race in the row that we're going to see some rain. Not sure when it's going to arrive, but it should be pretty exciting. Because it doesn't just rain in Fuji, like you get the heavy stuff quite often. Right, let's see what the strategy situation is. There's quite a few different options people go for. Some people might try the 2-stop. Some people would try medium soft. Some cars can make that work. The McLaren can make that work. I think the Porsche can make it work, and the Lambo can make it work. What else? Medium hard's probably the most common one, or hard medium. So you see Zab is on the hards. Then we got Higgsy on the hards as well. X90G starting on the mediums again. He's used to these tyres, so might as well continue racing on them. Gilles is on the hards. Rukas on the mediums. Hards for Harry. Mediums for Carollo and for Panzani, and hards for Sam. So real big mix. And Chrissy is going to be starting on the mediums right at the back as well. So 40 laps. I'm kind of expecting to see X90G try and get to the lead here, because the 2 in front of him are on the harder compound. There is quite a big difference around some of these corners in grip. Zab gets off perfectly fine here. Really good exit from turn 1, as expected. Higgsy goes to the inside to defend. So Marrion's going to have to try and go around the outside into turn 2 here. Is he going to be able to stick it with better grip? He does, and that is P2 already. That's a great overtake at the start of the race. Then we have Gilles still in P4 in the Lambo, so he started pretty well on these hards. Arukas in 5th, trying to get past him. Arukas is on the mediums, so he's going to have to try and make a move, stick around the outside. He gets a bit pushed wide. He's still hanging in there, but Gilles is fully ahead. I think we might have to see a dive bomb or 2 here. Oh, Gilles defending the inside. Arukas still trying to stick his nose in. Carollo's around the outside as well. And they're still 3 wide. Harry's going to, well, Carollo's going to get that position with a double overtake there. Harry tried to take advantage, but Panzani's going to try and get past him now. It's all a bit chaotic around the infield with the difficulty some of these guys are facing on the hard tyres. But Harry manages to keep that position with some good lines through those corners. Wow, look how close it is. The Jag's going for the move early. Harry was going to try and get alongside Gilles, but it looks like he's not got that much speed outside of the slipstream. Now he's going for it. Gilles is deciding to defend pretty late there. Squeezes Harry right to the inside. Harry gets his nose in front. We've got Gilles right in the middle of these two. And Sam's going to try and get all three of them. Wow. We didn't even see Sam in all of this. So you're thinking here, Harry should get this position at this point. These guys are all braking pretty early, clearly, and Sam just lifts off the brakes, gets past all of them into the corner because he's the only one that actually made the apex. Now these guys are all fighting for their life still. Klinker-Chow's gotten past Harry and Panzani as well. So this is all going wrong, and he gets a bit of a tap off out there, and rejoins just fine, but it looks like Panzani's going to get that position. This is just all the hard runners falling backwards at this point. Although Panzani's on the mediums, this isn't going too good for him at the start of this race. We've also missed an overtake for the lead. I think that's going to be into turn one as well. So it only took the one lap for S18 to catch up to Zab and go for this overtake. He's got quite a big overspeed here. And then he's just going to have to defend it into turn one, which should be fairly straightforward. Yeah. And now we've got Zab under a lot of pressure as well. Remember, Zab's on the hards, so falling back isn't a surprise here. Aruka's just breezing his way through. Crollo's going to try and follow the way around the outside. No, he's going to try the inside. There's nowhere for him to go. Arukas gets the spot on Zab. Crollo's got to line up Zab around the final corner. He's having to take such a low speed through the corner because the car's in front, but he gets a fairly decent exit, and unless this slipstream starts kicking in for Zab, he's not going to have a chance because Crollo is almost a full car's width in front. And there he is, he's going to tuck right into the slip, and then Arukas immediately tries to break the toe there, which works pretty well. And Zab decides not to go for the move. He sticks in fourth. Crollo a bit late on the brakes there, but tucks in nicely behind Arukas on the exit. Sam's in fifth now, and we've got Higgsy with a really dodgy exit out of turn one, just getting overtaken fairly easily there from Panzani, who's gone from 9th to 6th in a couple of corners, so he's been a man on a charge as well. Quite a lot happening in this early portion of the race. So, where are all the hard runners? Let's have a quick look at the situation. So we got top three on medium. Zab's still hanging it in P4 on the hards, so he's doing well. Sam's on the hards, actually making really good progress up the field, despite being on the hards. Getting that triple overtake done in turn one, and hitting the apex on the hards as well. Oh, Arukas made a mistake, and Sam able to get past Zab because Zab looked a little bit confused at what just happened there. Let's see what happened. So I think Arukas makes a mistake into the corner here. Yeah, he almost spins his car, and then he rejoins. Zab gives him the space, but he loses a lot of speed, and Sam just gets past. So Sam is the leader of the pack of drivers who've started on the hards now, after getting past Sam. Panzani's going to try and chuck it really late on the inside of Zab, and he's going to get it as well. So yeah, Zab really falling backwards on these hard tyres, but it's still going fairly decent. He can get these positions back later on when some of these other drivers presumably go onto the hards. Unless some of them are doing two stops. If they are, then they're completely out of the equation here. Got a bit of weaving going on here. I don't think that's allowed. That was definitely within half a second. That was a lot of weaving. Oh wow, what's going on here? Harry, Kling and Higgsy all side by side. Higgsy falling backwards on his hards as well. Kling managing to get past Harry. So really good corner there for Kling. We're going to have Panzani putting some pressure on Sam now. And this is where the medium should be a lot stronger. If you can get the line right. And avoiding the grass would help with that. But he's still pretty close into this corner. Sam got a pretty decent exit there. Yeah, Panzani's not going to be able to do anything just yet. Kling catching up pretty quickly to Zab, and then we've got this big train of cars here. Higgsy down, so Higgsy really not enjoying these hards, because even some of the other drivers behind on the hards are still lapping fairly similarly. See, Taps just overtook Brummy Bulldog there for P10, and Chris struggling to get through the pack at the moment despite being on the mediums. He's still all the way down in 12th, so it's a long way to go for Chris. Still early days though. That's a really wide exit from the corner. A little bit further up, Panzani is still pretty close to Sam, isn't going for the move, but Klinkachow is going for one on Zab. And it looks like he comfortably got through again, so Kling up into 6th now. Still not that far away in terms of time from a podium, maybe just like 3 or 4 seconds. So yeah, this is the best pace we've seen from Kling so far, for sure. Now Harry's going to be putting a bit of pressure on Higgsy, both of them on hards. Supra kind of struggles around Fuji now. I remember there was a time where the Supra was the best car around this track, but its glory days seem to be over for now. Yeah, Harry's getting held up here for sure, having to lift off the throttle. Going on further up, a mistake from Arukas. So how'd this happen? He is quite aggressive on the throttle, which is why you see his car skidding around, and that is an easy spin to make, probably the easiest place to spin on the track, to be honest, and that is a lot of time and positions that Arukas is losing. He's outside the top 10 now. He's gone from 3rd to 12th, 9 positions in one single spin. Can still get a good result if he has the perfect rest of the race, but he needs to get some big overtakes done here now. He's closing in on Chris, who's just in Brummy's slipstream here. He might actually go for it into turn 1 to try and get one position back. Chris is going to lose it! He doesn't actually spin somehow. He does lose the position. Arukas fancies another one straight away. And he's going to go for it. He's a man on a mission now, and he has to back out of it actually. And they both make the corner pretty nicely there. A bit further forward, we've got a battle again. Harry has managed to get past Higgsy. So Harry's being unleashed to try and catch that, but he goes pretty wide at that corner. Can get away with going deep and wide a little bit in the corner if the other driver doesn't absolutely nail it. Oh wow, what the hell? What happened? Okay, Taps in 9th, just behind that nice battle that we were watching. Coming under pressure from Brummy here. Brummy might go for it. No, he doesn't. The door's left open a little bit, and now they're having to have a drag race. Down this little acceleration point. Some contact, some more contact. 3 little bits of contact there. A 4th bit of contact. Jesus Christ. And then Tap just brakes way too late. Actually makes contact with Higgsy. Spins his car around. Luckily, he's ghosted. Giles is all the way at the back as well. I don't know what happened with Giles. So where does that leave everyone? Chris and Brummy in the top 10. Higgsy is dropped down to 14th after all that. I want to see what happens, Giles. Did we see this? I feel like we didn't see this. Oh, that's a shame. And it was the reset. Yeah, we definitely didn't see that. Oh. So yeah, not a good feature race for the feature, for the Lamborghinis. Right, we need to keep fast forwarding until I think that, yeah, we were actually right here. Perfect. Corolla didn't know about a mandatory compound change. Okay. Chris trying to get past Brummy once again. Brummy's really been difficult for Chris to navigate past here. We've got Genesis not too far back as well, so Genesis's feature race is going fairly well. Chris has struggled with turn 1 a bit. He does get the corner done nicely and gets that position. Both these guys on the mediums, but quite far behind the other drivers on the mediums. Arukas with his spin, still in 8th. Harry is 7th on his hard. Zab is still 6th on his hard, so this is a decent first stint for Zab. Maybe the hards are going to start... No, actually, we've got a few more laps before the mediums start dropping off enough that the hards are potentially quicker. We've got Pinzani, who I've seen has been stuck really close behind Sam for pretty much the entire race. We've got Corolla, who's caught up really nicely to X90G as well, so let's see what can happen between the Peugeot and the Jag here. And a good exit here would be, you'd assume, a fairly easy overtake for Corolla. Whoa. Close to a spin, but gets away with it. Taking the opportunity to do a bit of fuel saving, and he's still going to get the overspeed. X90G doesn't decide to go really tight on the inside. Corolla's going to try and get the move done. If he can hit the apex here, X90G's going to try a switch back. He is a little bit alongside, but Corolla comes it off pretty nice. And that is P1 for now. X90G looks really racy here. I think he wants to try and get the position back straight away. Can't do anything into this corner. He's got a good line though. He could get a better exit, which it looks like he does. He's trying to get alongside Corolla's already. Some late braking there for X90G. Is he gonna? No, he can't. He has to slot in behind Corolla again for now. This is some good racing between these two actually. Oh, the dive bomb looked possible, but it wouldn't have ended well. Still looks very sunny. Not really any clouds in the sky. So these guys at this stage of the race are thinking this is probably a completely dry one. Now, is the acceleration of the Jag going to prevent the Peugeot from even having a sniff into turn 1 here? Yes, that is Washing Machine in the lead, Whack. But not anymore, because X90G's gone for it and actually managed to get away with it, but he might get overtaken around the outside here, because that was a much better exit for Corolla, and I think X90G might have actually given the spot back there, because that was a definite bailout. quick look through. Jill's having a bit of a battle with Higgsy, who's dropped to the back now. So Higgsy's not had a good one. And it looks like, I think someone's already quit the race. I think that was, oh, I don't know who that was actually. Let's join this battle for P3. We've got Panzani on the mediums. We've got Sam on the hards, still very close to the lead of the race here. So this is a very successful opening stint for Sam. He's only 3 or 4 seconds off. And he's going to be going on to better tyres later on in the race. Potentially the favourite to win the race, Sam, at this stage. That's not the Jag, that's me. That's just how quick I am now. In the last week since the update. Right, here we go. Panzani's definitely got a good run on this Citroen. Citroen's not got great speed. And yeah, it's still able to brake really late on those hard tyres of Sam, and he stays fully ahead of Panzani all the way through the corner. So coping with the pressure well. And Sam's actually starting to pull a little bit. Panzani's tyres are looking maybe 60% worn on the front left. So yeah, definitely not going to be setting any more laps in the 40s. Sam's just driving a little bit defensively there, just trying to cover off any attempt or thoughts of a dive bomb. He's coping well. The tyres will have equalised a little bit because Sam's still got over 50% left on his. But yeah, it looks like those Citroen tyres aren't the best at the moment. So that's quite high wear for hard tyres. Now a good launch here. Sam's lost a bit of traction. This should be a really easy overtake for Panzani into third. Instead, he's opted to go into the pits. So this must be a 2-stop. Panzani. Very interesting. So that brings him completely out of contention for podium if it were to stay dry, which we know it doesn't. So maybe it's because he's pitting early, it's actually going to work out well for him. But yeah, it's a really long pit lane here. You're travelling for a fairly long time before you come to a complete stop. And he's going to come out all the way down in 13th place. And he didn't refuel either. He's on the soft tyres. So he should... Oh, and he's lost that position to Higgsy. Higgsy on the hards. So that's a bit of a nightmare for Panzani. He's going to lose a bit of time. This is a really ambitious strategy. If he can make his way through and start, well, he has to start setting some fastest laps as a minimum. That's not how you're going to be doing it, but he does keep the position on Higgsy anyway. So let's recap where we are. X90G's not too far behind Carollo, so he's not letting him get away. Kling's found himself up in 4th, which is fantastic for the rookie. Harry's still hanging in there on his hard tyres. Then we've got Chris, who's found himself up into 6th. So he didn't make good progress in the first 4 laps of the race. Now he's in 6th place. So it has started settling in for him now. Question is, what's he going to do? Is he going to try and do the medium soft? Or is he going to try and do the medium hard? Brummy's got a half second there, which he's just served. I think he might get overtaken by his teammate. Yeah, he does pretty easy there. A bit further down, Tap's decided to come in, so he's going to try and do potentially 13 laps on the mediums, and Gilles as well, and Higgsy. Yeah, it's certainly possible. it should be quite an easy strategy actually. So they'll potentially get a good undercut on people. Higgsy's got slightly better fuel than the Lambos by 3% there. So these guys are continuing on. I wonder when Sam's going to come in, because he could potentially get an undercut on the top two here. Let's see what his fuel's actually looking like. Kling having to defend a bit from Harry, so maybe Kling's made a bit of a mistake because he wasn't that close before. There's the two. Let's see what Panzani is up to. He's up to 11th now. He's got ahead of the other drivers that have already made the pit stop. He's got Jack up next. Let's try and get an overtake done. Jack's on the hard, so he might be coming in anyway. Did Sam come in? Looks like Carollo's coming in, probably to put on mediums. Sam decides to stay out for an extra lap. Interesting. Kling's decided to come in, so he's getting off his mediums. He's probably doing 12 on hards. Harry's going to put on the medium. Zab carries on for one more. Goes up into 4th place now. Let's see what happens between Carollo and Panzani. There wasn't a huge gap between them. Panzani's had traffic, but he's had much better tyres. Yeah, he is out on the mediums. So that would be a minute penalty if he didn't change to another compound before the end of the race. On wherever he is now. He is behind Panzani by quite a way. That's because of the fuel. He's fueled up to the end, and Panzani didn't put any fuel in his pit stop. He has caught up to the back of Jack now as well, so Jack's carrying on for another lap. This should be a fairly easy overtake. Going to chuck it in. A little bit too far back to do that. This is where he'll have so much more grip. Oh, and Jack's lost traction. He might make it easy. Even though he has to do it around the outside, that's a pretty easy overtake to do. So he carries on. Looks like Sam and X90G are both coming in now as well. So they'll be fueling up to the end. So we have to stick with Carollo and see what happens between him and those two. He should have gotten an undercut. He's also gone on to fresh mediums. Not too far behind Panzani actually. You can see him. You can see Panzani on the screen. So out comes the Peugeot, and Carollo is ahead. So pretty much the net race lead for Carollo, but Marriott on with if Carollo were to get a penalty, technically has the lead. Still not many clouds in the sky. So this might be a pretty late rain shower that we're expecting. Got Gilles and Tap, who tried quite a big undercut. They're in 12th and 13th now, and Higgsy's still in 14th as well. So Chris going really long on his mediums. This is indicating to me that he's going to try and do maybe 14 on mediums and 8 on softs, or maybe try and get one extra lap out of these mediums. And if he can do that, the top result is pretty achievable. He has dropped into the 42s now though. But absolutely no one to worry about. You got Brummy in 2nd place, who's actually been caught by Panzani, and Panzani's got past Genesis on that infield section as well, so he's just carving through everybody right now. Looks like Chris did carry on for one more. Brummy's going to carry on. Genesis is coming in. And it looks like Jack's coming in as well. So that means Carollo's going to have no one to have to overtake on this lap. Panzani challenging with Brummy now. He's got the inside line for the corner. Brummy has absolutely no tyres to even try and fight that. So that's an easy overtake up into second. He can try and think about chasing down Chris before Chris comes in. Chris is surely coming in at the end of this lap. You can see there's some dark clouds starting to appear now in the distance. So it's about to get juicy now. The rain's probably not going to come in time for Chris though. And are these people even checking the weather radar at this point of the race? You might have forgot about it with how sunny it was, but you can see the track's starting to get physically darker now. Brummy must be going on to the softs, surely. What did his teammate go on? Genesis is on the mediums now. Slotted in ahead of Tap and behind Gilles. So Chris is carrying on and for another lap, so he's going to do 16 on these mediums. What is this lap time going to be? Is he still going to be in the 42s? Yeah, 42.4 isn't the worst. 40.6, so he's 1.8 slower than Panzani on his completely worn tyres. Panzani's tyres are looking pretty worse for wear now as well. Sam's now challenging X90G. Remember, Sam putting in a good shift on the hard tyres. He's now trying to get the move done on the mediums with the tyre advantage. It looks like it's a done deal there. So technically, of all the drivers who don't have to pit again, the Sam is the race leader. So if I was Sam at this stage of the race, I'd be praying that there wasn't any more rain. And he is already creating quite a big gap to X90G as well, so he's looking incredibly quick in this portion of the race. Robbie's tyres are looking real bad. He's completely dropped off of Panzani, who he was battling with at the start of the lap. His last lap was a 44.1. See, if the drop off is that high, potentially it's not worth staying out on the dead tyres. Now he's coming in. So Carollo's released again. Carollo again doesn't have to do any overtakes. Chris is also in the pits. It's going to be really crucial to see where Chris comes out. Klink's on the softs, so Klink's going to have to make another pit stop. Definitely. He's almost half worn on the softs, so they're definitely not making the end. He's lapping quickly though, 40.6. Chris is out. It looks like he's going to be in 7th place here, so just behind Kling. A little bit of clear air in front of him. He's on the softs, so he is doing the medium soft strategy. And Brummy is on the mediums with a 3-second penalty. Brutal. No, he's on the softs. So Brummy was the only other one who was going to do the medium soft strategy. Zani's going to do medium soft soft. It's got quite a big lead over a lot of these guys, but yeah, the pit lane is really long. So the question's going to be, is he going to have to pit before the rain comes? It's looking pretty grim, but there's definitely no water on the track just yet. His tyre could do another lap really slowly. He's coming in. So he's going to put on another set of softs. He's going to drop way back just before the rain comes. Carollo is going to take the lead of the race. But if he puts on inters before the end of the race, that is his tyre change. Sam up in P2, looking really comfortable now as well. Then we've got Marriott in third. Harry's pretty comfortable in fourth. Kling is getting caught now by Chris because Kling's tyres are starting to go off. 41.3 there for Kling. Chris was on his out lap. So yeah, Chris has made really good progress here. He's in 6th right now. He's trying to take the championship advantage heading into the final round. Solid exit there for Chris as well. Chris did brake later. He thought about a move. You could tell he was like hovering for a second. He decided to take the corner normally. He's biding his time. The clouds are looking even darker now. He's going to chuck it in. No, he's going for the wide angle. Kling really defending the inside will leave him a little bit out of shape heading into the final corner. And Chris is going to try and do the same again. Really wide line through and a great exit there. It's going to bring him alongside Kling and actually fully ahead. And the Renault's not going to win the drag race, that's for sure. Is that a little it's borderline a bit naughty? I liked the first bit though. The first bit was fine. Maybe it went on a little bit too long. Now Chris is going defensive for the corner and he's going to make it. Kling can't, yeah, Kling doesn't have the grip to do anything back. Now, I'm going to ride on board because I feel like the rain is coming any second now. You know when you can just feel it? Again, it might go last a little bit longer. We're on lap 19 now, so we've not actually got that much longer of the race left to see this rain. Carollo has about 6 or 7 seconds on Sam here. Marriott defending against Harry now, so Harry's caught up to X90G. Has a decent chance of getting a good exit from this final corner with the better tyres as well. And he is still pretty close. Is taking the wide line just like we saw previously, and that was a better exit though for Marriott. Carollo's in the pits now. Everyone's coming into the pits, so maybe they can see something on the weather radar. It is raining in the pit lane actually, so those two go in. Harry actually carries on his mediums, so these guys think it must be about to absolutely start chucking it down. Because everyone else is coming into the pits. What's Zab going to do? Zab carries on. He's risking it for a podium here. Zani's going to risk it as well on his fresh softs. He's just come into the pits, so he doesn't want to come in again. And Carollo's already out into P2 on the intermediates. It is starting to get pretty wet here, but Harry's got a massive lead. The rain's coming down pretty hard. And it's still okay for the softs with how wet it is currently, but I don't know if that's going to stay that way for long. Yeah, there's the compound change for Carollo as well, so he is the highest driver on the inters. Then we've got Pizzani on the softs, Genesis on the mediums, we've got Sam on the inters. Let's see what happens between him and Genesis, because this is getting really wet now. Genesis goes wide, there's an easy position for Sam. Genesis actually spins it as well. So yeah, staying out was not the right decision. What's going on with Harry? He's, yeah, same thing. Oh dear, Andy's facing the wrong way. So Carollo's going to come through and take the lead of the race here. Fairly comfortably on the inters. Came in at the perfect time. It wasn't even raining. and they must have just seen the craziness. We got Panzani, I think he's had a spin as well. Let's go back and see. Oh, and Zab span as well. Zab stayed out on the mediums. Oh, wow. That was fortunate. Sam's going to go through. And Panzani just can't turn the car. Oh, dear. That is painful. And he's reset. We've got... Someone's... Jill's got reset. Oh, this is a disaster. It's actually stopped raining now. So none of these people should be coming into the pits. So... Right, I'm really confused at where we are now. We've got Carollo in the lead. Harry's in second, but he's still on the mediums. But it has stopped raining. It was a really short stint. Sam's just overtaken him really easily there. He hardly even saw him in the... Oh, there's the spin. Oh dear. Double pirouette. Chris is on the inters, so he was clever, and now everyone in the top 3 are on the inters. Make that the top 4, because Harry... has just been overtaken again. Kling is on the inters as well. He could easily get Harry. But we've got 4 more laps left. It might start getting dry now. What's going on further down? Jack's on the inters, so he's on for a really good result here. He's all the way up into 7th now, after being absolutely nowhere for the entire race. Also on the inters is Brummy. He's into 10th. Panzani's dropped all the way down to 11th, so an absolute disaster for Panzani. Zab's all the way down to 13th. Genesis is coming in. I think that's going to be a 3-second penalty for Genesis. Jack had a 5-car overtake. Okay, let's see. Let's see then. Let's give you your moment. Okay. Zani off, really struggling there. Tap just having no speed. There's 2 straight off the bat. Zab, absolutely no speed there. Now Genesis is gonna... Oh, he spins it! And now is it gonna be Jails as well, just to top things off? I think we saw the Jails overtake on the straight. Look at that, so slow out of the corner with no grip, and yeah. Like taking candy from a baby. So we saw Harry have his, was that another moment for Harry actually? I don't think I remember, we saw this one. No, we didn't. And he's just gonna go, oh, that's so, yeah, that right-hander will be the toughest one in the wet as well, and Harry just couldn't take it all. Jack's going to catch up to him pretty quickly now. And yeah, being on the inters seemed like the right call for everyone who decided to pit. Maybe everyone else just getting caught out a little bit. Didn't see the weather radar until it was too late. Brummy's just getting past Giles as well now. We are going to end in conditions that are suitable enough for dry tyres. So the only hope that they've got is 5 times tyre wear. The sun comes out, dries up the track, and roasts these intermediates pretty quickly so that they can pick off a few positions. That's the only hope that these guys have. Genesis with his 3-second penalty like we thought. That's a shame for him. So, you saw Sam already getting... Yeah, look, everyone's picking up the water to cool down the tyres on the straight. Really clever thing to do, because if you don't, you overheat much quicker. Ling looking comfortable P5. Jack's up in 6th ahead of Harry now as well. So there's another one. So the top 6 all on inters, and then Harry's the highest dry tyred runner. It's potentially going to get chased down by Brummy. And then these guys all the way at the back, it should be pretty good for them. Oh, Higgsy's on the inters. He might end up a lap down potentially. The sun, yeah, the sun is shining now, so this should dry out the track pretty quickly, which is awful news for these guys, especially for Jack, who might start getting caught again now by Harry. Well, We'll have to see what the lap times are like at the end of this one. We might be at a crossover point. So yeah, let's see what these lap times look like. So the previous one was a 45.4 on the Inters. Track was a lot wetter than it is now. A 44.1, that's massively quicker. 44.1 as well. So this is the Inter time, low 44s. 43.9 for Chris, going really well for him. 44.6. 44.8, and then Jack on the Inters as well. You can see that for the first time it's dipped below the 1/3 full on the gauge, the water in parts. 44.3, pretty decent. Now Harry on the Inters, what's he doing? Oh, 47.9. And he's losing a lot of ground to Brummy as well. What about taps on the mediums as well? Maybe Harry made a mistake. 46.1. So yeah, it still looks like it is better for the Inter drivers right now. I guess we need to have a look. It looks like Harry started to drive away from Brummy a little bit. Yeah, Brummy was definitely a lot closer at the start of the lap. So it's just going to be a question of, did the guys who stayed out just lose way too much time with the spins and everything that they had? It's a shame for them. Zab was in a really good position before he stayed out. Panzani was probably the biggest loser out of everyone. But he's on softs, so he could at least nick a couple of positions. Let's see what these lap times are looking like now. We have started the final lap. 44.6 it looks like. Yeah, everyone's setting similar lap times to the previous one. Apart from potentially Harry, who looks like he is catching Jack. Yeah, he's completely left Brummy as well. Yeah, low 43. So look, watch him for the end of the race. At the front, it has been a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card, to be honest, for Carollo, who didn't know that he needed two different compounds. And the rain came at the perfect time. He put on the Inters, which was the perfect call to make, even though there was no rain on the track at that time. And not all of his rivals made the same decision to come in. Gave him a nice lead, didn't make any mistakes on the Inters as well. It looks like Higgsy's just going to get away with not being lapped. Got Mount Fuji in the distance there. And yeah, the rain clouds have completely disappeared. The Inters are completely dead as well. If this race was one lap longer, I think the Inters drivers would be not surviving. Oh, Higgsy does want to finish a lap down. He's like, I don't want to do another lap of this. So, victory on debut for Carollo. Congrats to him. Sam is going to take a really solid P2, getting the strategy perfect as well. Chris was trying to do the medium soft. He gets a podium regardless of starting at the back of the feature. So that's a great result for him with his championship hopes. X90G 4th in the end. Didn't have to spend too long on the hards, which probably helped him out massively. Kling, I'm pretty sure this is his best result by miles, getting P5 there. And it looks like Harry did get past Jack. Oh, I nearly chucked my let's see what happened. Just better grip through the infield section. Jack goes a little bit deep as well. And that's how Harry gets the position. Now he's going to take P6 as a result. Jack's 7th, which is much better than he was probably expecting halfway through that feature race. 8th place for Brummy. Cap is in 9th, and then we've got Pizzani trying really hard at the very end of the race to get that one extra position. He has got his nose in front of Gilles. He's going to get P10 ahead of Gilles 11th. Zab 12th in the end. And Genesis, who we saw having multiple spins, then went on the inters at the wrong time. It's pretty much completely dry on one line of the track there. He's going to take P13. Yes, that's it. Let's see what the standings look like, actually, because I'm not sure what's going on now with Hasnain missing a race. So Chrissy's taken a 2-point lead over Hasnain, and it's basically those are the only two that have a chance of winning the championship heading into the final round. And then it's really close between 5 teams in the constructors: the Supra, the Porsche, the AMG, the Huracan, and the Peugeot RCZ, all within 28 points of each other. So yeah, we got Daytona next, which should be exciting. So yeah, join us then. Thanks.